there, and welcome to a beer review. Not in the classic sense, okay? This is not a monthly roundup, a loose, interpretive kind of beer review. I came into this year with the best of intentions, and a lot happened. Most succinctly is that I just haven't been trying that many beers that have been worth talking about at all. Sorry, I have notes off screen. I just want to make sure I can see them. Not notes of what I'm saying now, but notes on the beer, because I've tried some of these I tried like 2 months ago, so forgive me. I've got notes. Usually I memorize everything. Anyway, back to the succinct explanation, which has already gone on for too long. Yeah, I just haven't been trying any beers that are really that noteworthy. We'll get back into it. We'll get the monthly reviews going again, but today it's just a fun little review of these beers I saw in my closet and I want to get rid of the cans. I also want to talk about the beer that I'm currently drinking, which is AleSmith's Kickback Relax Crushable IPA. It's only 4.2% ABV. AleSmith is a brewery I've had a few beers from before. It's based in San Diego, California, and they are super highly rated according to like ratebeer.com. They're in the top 10 breweries worldwide. I don't know if that really means much because I've never personally gone to that website. I don't know, take it with a grain of salt, it's on their website. This one, for being a low calorie, low ABV beer, is pretty flavorful. It reminds me of a beer I reviewed many moons ago, which is Avery's Pacer IPA. I think that that's what it's called. It may have a different name, but the Avery beer that I'm talking about is their low-cal IPA. And that beer dissipated in flavor pretty quickly. This one is definitely more robust for what it's trying to do and is definitely crushable. It is something I think I could chug if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I am gonna take a sip right now though, because I am getting nervous. Crushable. Let's first talk about Adelbert's Brewery Passion Fruit Party Milkshake IPA. I recently tried another beer from them, the Traveling Man, which I liked. This was the first from them that I had. It's okay. It's 6.6% ABV. It's very mildly IPA-y. My main qualm with this beer is that it does not promise on what it delivers. And if you watched my last video, I talked a lot about the things I look for in beer, and that is the number one thing I'm looking for. If you say you're crushable, you better be crushable. If you say you're a passion fruit party, there better be some passion fruit party happening. But unfortunately for this one, it's definitely much more of a mandarin orange kind of flavor. What's up, dog? Daisy, come here. Come lay down up here. Oh no. Lay down! No! No! She's a menace. Not so much passion fruit, lots of tangerine, mandarin orange flavor. Overall, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I'm doing decimal points now, because why not? I want to talk about this beer and then another beer that I don't have with me. So this is the Deep Ellum Brewing Co. Cadillac Bandito. Again, Deep Ellum. Haven't revisited it in quite some time, but I did try some very early on in my beer channel journey. You could say that this is a bit of a reawakening tonight, because I am revisiting old themes in a new way. This is a cerveza with sea salt and lime. I actually meant to look up exactly what a cerveza is, but for me this was very much like a goza, so I'm guessing that they're basically similar. Oh, it literally means beer in another language, so now I feel stupid. Basically tasted like a goza. It was like very salty, very lime. Yes, it's all coming back to me now. Okay, so this beer, similar to a goza, but almost sits somewhere in between a goza and a hard seltzer. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. I guess we're really laying there today. Similar to the Cadillac Bandito Cerveza, I'm sorry, my dog really threw me off, is this beer I tried from Avery Brewing Co. It's called the Bug Zapper. It's based on, I think, a Moscow Mule. The website says that it's based on a certain copper mugged libation, and the beer itself does almost drink more like a cocktail than a beer, although it doesn't feel like alcoholically heavy. It feels very drinkable, and I was actually surprised to see that it was 6% because it didn't feel that heavy at all to me. There was a lot of interplay between the flavors. There's a lot of ginger, there's a lot of mint. It was fairly carbonated. I don't think I would personally buy another one because if I'm going for that flavor profile, I'd rather just have either like tea or kombucha or yeah, I guess a cocktail. I don't really ever drink cocktails. It just really wasn't my thing. However, it did a lot with flavor that was interesting, so maybe if you're like a huge fan of Moscow Mules or you really like cocktails but you don't want something that's that alcoholic, it could be a good alternative to that. I want to talk about a beer that I actually very much strongly disliked, and that is the Blue Owl Brewing's Can't Quit You Sour Hazy Double IPA. I love Blue Owl. We all know this. They're in Austin, they're sour beers. I say this like every video because I drink their beer a lot because for the longest time, everything I had from them I really enjoyed. This one, however, I didn't really enjoy at all. It is very citrusy, but almost in a pine sol kind of way. The whole thing felt very chemical to me because I also felt like the aftertaste was almost like gasoline, and I don't exactly know why that flavor would be coming through. I gave it 2.5 stars. This is, I think, a case where more isn't more. A bit of a shocker for me was the Austin Beer Works Invisible Hand Hazy IPA. Austin Beer Works I've never really enjoyed, but this one I really, really like. Dog burnt? I think that it starts with a nice bright citrus kind of flavor and finishes a little bit herbaceous. And what was most sort of noteworthy to me is that it had this finish almost like it had lactose added, but also a little baby powdery. I am beginning to think that this is a can thing because I don't think I've ever experienced that sort of finish in a bottled beer. It was good. I hate Austin Beer Works, but this was good. This is like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So this one is a Martin House beer that I never had the chance to bring up. This is the Orange Cinnamon Roll Lactose Sour with orange and cinnamon. Really enjoyable. It felt like a dessert. It was orange. It was cinnamon. It delivered, honestly, and this is like me just being a total hypocrite, but it did feel maybe too on the nose. It was orange and it was cinnamon. I don't know. It just like they didn't really mingle too much, but it was fun. It's a good 3 out of 5. I don't know. It was fun. Everything from Martin House, like even if it sucks, it's at least fun. That's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was awkward at times. I felt as though I was being a bit stiff. Also, the dog didn't help. Also, the fact that I thought my boyfriend was home at one point didn't help. A lot of distractions. It is what it is. I'm gonna wrap this up. I never know how to end these things. I always just want to keep talking, keep hanging out.